as well.
Right, but that's still different from saying it's 100% yours to lose.
Okay, I'm just
think
saying.
you are correct.
By those metrics, the Washington football team should be representing the NFC.
Let's
East
not. Hey,
and my point is, don't write that off. Don't say that like it's not going to happen.
I'll come up with a question on the fly.
I'm taking you one step further. I'm saying this is the Washington football team division to lose as of right now.
Whoa.
I'm cutting that out. Somebody cut that out.
What's wrong with that statement?
No, Max. There's nothing wrong with that statement. I'm actually so proud of you for saying
that.
This
is
I
a big
am so proud of you.
You want me to look at things objectively? Head-to-head wins over Eagles and Cowboys at this point in the season, and most certainly an easier strength of schedule. Look, they clearly don't have offensive capabilities like even the Eagles do, because the Eagles don't have much of an offense, but Washington is in the tier lower.
Like, you don't believe in
There is
Kyle
a tier
Allen?
lower than the Eagles, and they are a tier lower than the Eagles.
We're jumping ship on Kyle Allen, guys.
Riverboat Ron.
Are we doing
Kyle
this?
Allen?
Look, all I'm saying is that
That's a joke. That's a joke.
If
by
they
the way.
can survive long enough to realize that either one of two things will happen. They're either going to stay alive long enough with Kyle Allen for the team to actually support him, or he's going to be so bad soon they're going to realize that, hey, maybe we should at least be playing Dwayne Haskins, who gives them a better chance than Kyle Allen does, at least on paper.
I think
he's an idiot. Let's make no mistake about that. He's a huge idiot. But he has the gift, and really, more of a gift than Kyle Allen does, and really he should be getting more of the resources from that organization.
And look, I think if the Washington football team does what I just suggested the Eagles do and shrink it down to just win in our division, they got the same amount of chances you guys to come out as representing the NFC East. Once you get to the playoffs, whoever comes out the NFC East is getting an absolute whooping come playoff time, especially with zero to or little to no fans in the playoffs. So I don't think that's really any of the four teams. I don't think that's the worry. It's like just get there. Once we get there, dude, like we're going to throw all reality out the window once we're there. But our biggest concern is getting there. And I think if the Washington football team does that, shrinks it to win in the division, especially if they take the next matchup against you guys. That might come down to deciding it at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's fair to say whenever we play WFT again, whoever wins that game is most certainly in driver's seat. I was going to say one other thing, and it totally just ran out of my head.
Because I was making too good.
No, you were. You definitely were.
That's cool. I can move us on.
Actually, I had one more thing I was going to say.
Okay, all right.
Well, I was just wondering, what happens when the Eagles are we looking at this in the sense of looking at the Eagles team now, or are we looking at the hypothetical Eagles with full strength?
I'm not looking at anything hypothetical.
Are they not
I'm looking at the way things stand right now.
Who cares about the hypothetical?
Are they not
That's
one
what's
in the
killing
same?
y'all is the hypothetical.
Are
Deshaun Jackson could be the speed receiver.
So, right there.
Alshon Jeffrey could come back healthy. The hypothetical is
I never
killing
said
y'all.
those things.
I didn't say those
Deshaun
things.
Jackson wasn't your deep
Jalen Reagor,
threat.
Miles Sanders, Dallas Goedert, Tucker.
I shall pivot. Should the Eagles officially move on?
Yes.
From Deshaun.
Whoever you're about to ask, probably.
Okay, I think we can all
wait,
collectively.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I can say some pretty outrageous shit.
I think we all collectively at the same time can say the same answer. 1, 2, 3.
Hell yes.
Hell yes.
Yeah, that's a
been
big
that
old,
time.
Especially with the good news that Jalen Reagor is going to be activated
Is progressing much ahead of schedule and is on track.
He's off the injury list officially, right?
He's going to be cleared to be back on the practice field. So I mean. Was that quick?
I mean, because here's the thing. Like, you brought up the hypotheticals, and I think that's why Deshaun Jackson. I think that's the only belief that there was in Deshaun Jackson.
He is just a giant
the theoretical,
hypothetical.
the
it wasn't like he was
hypothetical,
washed before the Eagles signed him. He's just been insanely hurt.
But that's the reality. At some point, you got to see when a dude last season gets hurt in the first game but doesn't plays one snap the rest of the season, then comes and gets hurt again, plays one snap, comes back, plays a quarter, gets hurt again. You got to realize that there's a pattern
on the wrong side of 30.
Absolutely. This year, it's all on the table. Last year, in the one game that he played for us, he absolutely lit it up, and it's not on him the way his injuries handled. The team mismanaged his injury. His recovery.
Well, he decided not to have the hernia surgery last year, which
after the team held him out for 4 weeks.
But no, come on, dude. Don't play the.
He could have done better.
You can't play the victim here when everybody and their mother knows the history of Philadelphia medical staffs.
But at some point you got.
But you can't sign players expecting that your medical staff's going to blow their career.
And if I'm a player and I want to get back on the football field, and my professional medical staff is saying, "Dude, give it 4 weeks, it might heal and you might get back," and I want to play,
and that's always better than surgery, especially if you're.
I'm not gonna blame a player for taking that side. Yeah, hindsight's 2020. We look back and be like, "This is another."
I feel like
this. He was washed before we re-signed him.
But
in his case, the perpetual injuries of the same that always seem to nag that is being washed.
Yeah.
Like to
That's a
me,
point.
to me, that
That's a
is the
point.
same boat when you can only give me maybe 45
What's your
snaps
best
a
ability?
year.
Your best ability is your
Like
availability.
I don't care
So, like,
why it happens, but if you can only give me 45 snaps a year, you're washed.
You're washed.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that about anyone. You don't sign a
Well,
guy.
that's the
expecting
thing.
him to
That's why I'm extrapolating, and those decisions have to be made by you because let's switch to baseball. Sir Anthony Dominguez, his arm. He took the advice of a medical staff, again, going back to the city of Philadelphia, which I don't understand because they always seem to pull the guys from Penn, which I'm not here to talk bad about Penn medicine, but what I'm saying is it always goes wrong. It always goes wrong. They decide to, oh, you know what, let's rehab it, let's sit on it for a couple months and see how it goes. It never goes well.
I mean, Jake
Dominguez,
Arrieta, your
Robertson,
last 6 or 7
I'm not even
first
going
round
to.
draft
I'm not
picks
even
in the
going to
Sixers.
go to the court.
But here's the thing, and I was trying to figure out which week I was going to bring this up, and maybe I just bring it up now. But I think at some point the medical staff has to be evaluated because I mean there are a lot of teams that
We're
are
on our third medical staff in 4 years.
You're-
Man.
I mean,
I
but
don't even know
look,
what to say
but,
about
but
that.
look, there's a lot of teams who have gotten injured, who are don't look like it looked like the preseason was hurting them a little bit not to have. But there is a different type of injury bug that is being hit by the Eagles, like a complete to the point where like I know you didn't have a preseason, but was anyone like ready to go? Was anyone
So I
properly
want
vetted?
you to right there stick a pin in that because I want to talk about that later in the show. I really do, and we're going to dive deeper into that later.
Yeah.
That's just a question I've been wanting since. Like,
No,
how does everyone get injured?
and you're right. That's why it's in this week's show because that is a huge topic for debate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just because of the injury bug. It's what surrounds that. And I don't want to give too much away because we're going to get into that later. So I mean, that's just a resounding yes across the board.
Yeah,
we're moving
I
on.
mean, it's you got to know when it's out of 10. Like I have no complaints about them re-signing him
Yep.
last year. I have no complaints with going into this year with the expectation that after he played in the first game and didn't play again the rest of the year, he'd be good for week 1 and would be fully recovered and all that stuff. I'm not going to criticize any of those decisions, but I think at this point, when he's on his third injury in 6 games, you got to know that it's done. You drafted a guy to be his direct replacement, and it almost seems like it lines up too well.
The year early is better than the year late.
before you guys re-signed him, he had played for 2 other teams the 2 previous years and didn't finish those seasons either. I watched him on a Bucks team and he didn't finish the season after the 3rd or 4th game. So like, it's
he
just,
definitely played more than 3 games.
I
for
think
you
that
guys.
was exaggeration. But then didn't finish it. I think it was actually into week, I want to say 9 or 10, and that way he actually went out
He
and
was
didn't
on
finish
and
the
off up
season.
until that
Yeah.
point, though, too.
I mean, look, I'm not saying it's perfect, but they had to fill holes. They had to fill holes cheap because we're not really in a great space in terms of cap and draft capital to make moves. Like it's not Madden franchise mode where you can just override trades and throw 7th round picks for Aaron Rodgers.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you have to be practical about these kind of things.
Oh, the Cardinals did. Cardinals just overrided the trade machine.
I mean, literally, you can't guess that you're going to get a trade offer on Bill O'Brien mode. So
Madden needs to put a Bill O'Brien mode. All
when
trades
you're
go
hovering
through
over
there.
rookie, you have to do the Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
unlimited ammo cheat code, and then one more level underneath unlocks, and it just says Bill
Bill
O'Brien.
O'Brien
mode. I love that.
Do whatever you want.
So let's move on to the last question of the main event. And it's Dallas week. And it's really weird because it doesn't feel like it.
Oh no.
You remember that scene?
My
in
God, dude,
SpongeBob where-
cynicism.
I can't say that on this
Remember that
radio.
scene?
It's always
Remember that
counts.
scene in SpongeBob? I'm dating myself here, going back to my childhood. Remember that scene in SpongeBob where he's gone for like no hours of sleep, and him and Patrick are on the street like, woo.
Yeah.
This is Dallas week for
Doesn't
y'all.
feel like Dallas week at all. But I mean, I won't dress this one up. What has to go wrong? Like it's like, dude, they are down to and help me out here with this name.
I know.
There was who?
Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci.
DiNucci.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Who?
I was
Shout out
gonna,
JMU,
I was gonna
yes.
say Matt DiNardo. I don't know where I like Ben DiNucci. Come on, dude.
Probably
Like,
an American
and let's,
NFL player of the week, Ben
I'm gonna put it
DiNucci.
out there. Prayers up to Andy Dalton. That hit
Yeah,
was
that hit
about
was-
as dirty as it
I
comes.
cannot believe John Bostic's not going to get suspended for that hit.
That's
that is
crazy.
insane.
So prayers up to,
I don't know, I think
the
that's
Red
pretty,
Rifle.
I don't want to say that's fair, but that's pretty typical what they do. You get ejected in the game, they usually just
He's
For a
gonna
league-
he's gonna get fined.
But I mean, that's like.
for a league who's all about protecting the quarterback,
But that's
to
no
see
more
that-
egregious than any of the other, countless of those exact plays we've seen The quarterback goes to slide, he gets his brain scrambled.
Right,
Guy
and-
gets ejected, he doesn't get suspended. That's
And I
the
think-
consistent way they
and I
treat
think
it.
and I think if at some point if you have the same punishment and the problem is not getting fixed, you got to up the punishment now.
Oh, I mean, if this guy's a habitual
Yeah, I
defender that I don't know about, then yeah,
Like
absolutely.
if you
that's a
want this hit
different
to
situation.
completely stop, you got to start taking game checks away from people. Multiple game checks
And
away.
obviously, that's the hit that brought in Ben DiNucci.
There you
gonna
go.
I nailed it. Ben DiNucci came in, pride of James Madison University.
Clearly now.
Definitely no one more famous has ever
absolute
graduated from
pride
James Madison.
of James Madison University.
Yeah.
What has to go wrong for the Eagles to lose to this team, who are now actively shopping Everson Griffin as well?
What has to go wrong is something that the Eagles are, habitual accusers of, and that's playing down to the competition, playing down
Yep.
to the team.
Yep.
I mean, you saw it when it happened against the Bengals, and it seems like just the level of the other team is the level that you guys play at. Whether you sneak out a 1-point win or you come up just 2 points short, it's whatever the
You want
team
to
is
hear a
at.
fun stat to back
whatever
that
the team
up?
does, good.
The Eagles are 3-17 against the spread in their last 20.
Sheesh.
That's a
Like,
whole
just-
bunch
that
of
doesn't
bad. That's
seem
a whole bunch of
possible.
bad
That
That
beats
is
right
so
there.
many close games that
Just act right. Like y'all just gotta act right. That's what it is. Like at some point, you gotta take the Eagles to the side, away from the party, and you gotta wag your finger in your face and say, "You guys need to act right. You guys need to act right because
smell it. You put it there, smell it.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think if you come out with the mindset of this game is ours, they're down to their third string quarterback who hasn't played and was drafted in the 7th round, and the Cowboys are out of their luck, and look at the dumpster fire that is the Cowboys and Jerry Jones sipping the Stephen A. Kool-Aid. Then you come out and you look up and it's a minute and 40 left to go, and you guys are trying to claw your way down the field to eke out a 1-point
How
win.
could you do
Yeah,
that?
like, and I don't think that's a place that you guys want to be. Like, for your sake, I hope you come out in a double-digit win against the Cowboys. And like, why do y'all keep getting these Sunday night games? Like, what?
I have a feeling in my bones it's going to be flexed.
It can't be flex. I found out today you have to have announced a flex 12 days before.
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't
for a Sunday
seem-
night,
For a Sunday
night.
Really?
No,
I don't think that was correct either, but-
No, because the Buccaneers and Raiders got flexed from Sunday,
It-
but
no,
that
it
was due to
definitely happened.
COVID.
But later
Yeah.
on in the season, it becomes a shorter window, I'm pretty sure. Or this early in the season, I think it's that long.
It's a 2-week difference.
I don't know. I don't
would
One week
flex it.
difference. 1
I
week
don't get
difference.
it either, but we all know, the NFC East reigns supreme when it comes to TV advertising.
That's
Do
true. It's in the
And I-
Really?
well, it's because of the market it's in.
Yeah.
It's in
Yeah.
the East, it's in the
8
East
p.m.
Coast.
prime time.
8 p.m. prime time.
I mean,
for
the
the
only
East
other game that would be worthy of this
And it's
flex spot
America's
is
team.
Pittsburgh-Baltimore.
No,
and
I
neither
mean,
one of
I'd
those
like
two
to do a
markets are even
study
close
on
to as
America's
big as
team.
Philly, let alone.
I'd like to do a study on America's
Yeah.
team and figure out how much that actually still stands.
Not the
Coast.
80s anymore.
Fan-wise, probably not. In terms of how much stock the NFL has in the Cowboys, it damn sure is still
Yeah.
I would
America's
say maybe
team.
the way the Cowboys fans are geographically spread
out, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they're like COVID. They just attach
And
on to
it-
things.
Oh
and-
my god!
And,
Oh my god! Wait,
Cowboys
Max,
fan.
are you scared about this one?
Yes, of course I am, because we have the Cowboys monkey as of the last couple years. The Giants. I'm telling you, I'm being
well-
honest. I'm being honest. I am more scared of a road game at Dallas against a third-string quarterback than I was at home, primetime in black against the Giants, and that is not an exaggeration. I think the way
I absolutely love how the black jerseys.
Oh, it makes all the
It did.
difference.
It absolutely
If
does.
they were
It
wearing
absolutely
green,
does.
they
One
lose
to
that
one.
game. Yeah.
1-1.
1-1.
I love that. I like how that's a thing.
There's a reason that we don't ever lose in the black jerseys and we don't ever lose to the Giants.
It's also, I think it's very strategic
At
when you
home.
put
Yep.
them Jones on
Yep.
too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And,
Yeah. They come out 2 or 3 times a year, and it's either we absolutely need a win, so they got to come on, or it's like, dude,
Couple
no
years
way,
ago
no
when-
way we lose this game. So put 'em
the
on.
year of the double doink, the regular season run into the home stretch into the playoffs, we were black at home against the Raiders on that Monday night game.
Is that
Yeah.
the Christmas Eve?
The Christmas Eve Monday
Oh,
night game. Yeah,
worst
that
game.
terrible game.
That was a
But
bad
that was Foles' first game starting that season. They needed a little something to juice the boys up.
Did they change at halftime?
They should start doing that like LeBron with his shoes or any NBA player, really. But anyway, it doesn't scare me too much more. But yeah, the Cowboys, like, I don't know. It's a mental thing. Like, I don't really know how to logically explain it from my point of view. It seems like you're kind of in agreement with me to some extent.
Yeah.
But that's all this rivalry is.
I think
Like,
it's
this
more of
rivalry
the
is
fact that
nothing.
it's A, road game, and B, the fact that if for some reason the Cowboys, who now have a makeshift offensive line, unbeknownst to a lot of
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
It's not good.
it's not good. But if somehow that
They might
offensive
get Zach
line
Martin
can put it together, hold on one second. If they can put it together and run block for a game, like, we know the Eagles are really, really good against the run, but that's the way they lose this game, is if this is, that one game a season where they do let the opposing running back average closer to 4 yards a carry than to 3, and that could be the difference.
And when you're going in a third-string quarterback, you got to think that the Cowboys are going to lean on
Zeke,
You
exactly.
gotta-
So
they're going to do that.
it could be one of
Who
those
got
things where it's just
blown
like
up.
it's as obvious as it is. Like we're just going to do it, and there's the chance the Cowboys just make it work better. I would say that it would be pretty hard to sustain over the course of a full game if the game runs at like a neutral script and there's not like 2 first-quarter turnovers and the Eagles are chasing a 17-0 lead by the end of the first or something like that.
To me,
Go ahead. Yeah,
to
I got
me-
nothing else really to say other than I don't think they'll overlook this game because I just don't see that happening with the core guys, especially the 2 guys that stick out to me, Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox. I don't know how those 2 guys would ever let a Cowboys game go.
Well,
take it on.
I swear you're going after
Yeah.
this point. I think like I think everyone in the locker room, especially the vets, are there's no way you have a liberty to overlook any team. Doesn't matter if St. Joe's Prep comes out there to the link to have a makeup game. You can't overlook them. Like you literally need every game.
I'm taking the over.
yeah, I'm taking the over
How's
there
the grass?
too. So to me, with this game against the Cowboys, I think the scariest thing for me is unless this game looks like Eagles versus Jets last year, there's no way we walk out of this feeling good about ourselves, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be sitting here on Monday like, wow, we really took care of business. Great win. Because that's what I'm getting, because
I
I'm
don't
with
know,
you,
man.
Max. Like,
Well, you did it now against the Giants.
well, no, it's totally different.
Like
We're
what?
not jumping head over heels.
Yeah.
Like, you're asking me if I'm allowed to be excited
No,
over
dude.
an 11-point comeback.
This was the point I wanted to bring up. And I told this to you, JJ, earlier before when we were off camera. This game screams validation game. And what I mean by validation game, this is like a 26-6 win in the Eagles' favor. And you're gonna get I won't
wearing
mention
this
them by
shirt.
name. I won't mention the names because we all know who the shock jockeys are. And then you're gonna have Dan Orlovsky on national television
Orlovsky.
going. Carson Wentz is back. Carson Wentz is you can hear it all right now, and everybody's back on. Oh my God, here we go. NFC playoff picture. Let's make a run, quote unquote run. And Howie Roseman's going to sell out, make 3 bad trades for expiring contracts, put you even
No,
more
that's
in,
inevitable, Max.
put
That's
you even more
inevitable.
in the
My
cap
exact
hole.
response to that, Max. Josh heard it. James heard it. I'm going to say it to you. If that happens, if there is
With
a
the Howie making a bunch of moves?
no.
It's going to
That's
be 3.
happen.
It's going to be 3 tepid moves that get them into the
say
get them
2.
bounced in the first round, and they're stuck with the contracts and put them even deeper in the cap hole.
I'm saying if you
I
get
can feel
a
it.
26-6 win, hell, if you beat the Cowboys by 50, and everyone comes back and says, yes, the Eagles are back, Carson Wentz is back. Now, I do think there's a way people say Carson Wentz is back depending on the type of game that he has. If he goes out and has,
I mean, if he puts up the numbers he should against that defense.
then you could say Carson Wentz is edges his way towards the back. I mean, not
Yeah,
give it to him completely. But if you guys go out and beat this, depleted, decrepit Cowboys team and claim that you're back and here goes a playoff run and this team is good again, then that will completely sell to me that Eagles fans live just in their completely own little world. That's just,
Well, they do.
That's just what, it'll just confirm it to me. It'll completely confirm it to me because yes, like a win is a win. You gotta get happy that you're beating the Cowboys, another installment of the Eagles-Cowboys rivalry. But in what world do you look at this team and say like, yeah, that was the game that we got back right?
Look,
What?
The 2020 world, bro.
Yeah, he's not wrong about that. And
this
JJ, I
is-
like how you bring that up because I think you're spot on. Like, I think we're going to be going on Twitter and seeing all the people who are saying that this team is back and this team is going to win, and they're wrong. But here's the bottom line: is someone's got to win the NFC East, and I've had to kind of change my mindset of how I view this season because, yeah, Max and I are the fans who we live and breathe, and we know this team isn't going to win a playoff game.
See, look at you! Look at you!
I knew I'd get that reaction. I knew I'd get that reaction. Come on.
Maximilian, you.
I knew I'd
you
get that reaction.
That's a showman right there.
I'm pulling you to the side. Get some act right.
But what I'm looking for this season now is, we've heard it before, can we, for the love of God, get one healthy Carson Wentz playoff game? If we can get a healthy Carson Wentz playoff game, the season won't be a waste, and that's all I got to say about that.
Look,
Okay.
you have a real chance of
Okay.
Carson Wentz going into a playoff game and hosting a team like the Chicago Bears or hosting a team
Which-
like
That's a
The-
whole
I
different
don't-
story.
It's a great matchup.
No, not yet. We're not.
No, yeah,
you
no,
want
no,
that
no, no,
defense
no.
coming after Carson.
Stop.
You want Khalil Mack?
playoff game.
You want Khalil Mack coming after Carson?
No, that dumpster's
don't
already
have to like
doused in
over there.
kerosene. We don't need to light that yet. That's a last resort.
Max wants it.
That's a last
No, no,
resort.
no,
I think
no,
out of
SOS
potential
fire.
matchups we could get in the first
That's
It's
round.
not about the skill of the team. It's about the guy
Bears'
who plays
offense is
quarterback. And
The Bears' offense is inept. Out of all the teams we could possibly potentially get in the first round,
I'm not
the
saying
Bears are
anything.
one of the better realistic possibilities. That's all.
you're not wrong about that. But
Okay.
Just because
Did
realistic.
I say
don't
the
mean-
words the Eagles will win that game? Did I?
no.
We're gonna skip
all.
right over that one real
I
quick.
need
It's a
to
low,
because-
it's a
I
low
mean,
I
I
said
think
no,
no,
matter
no,
who
the thing is-
Eagles
the
play
thing-
in a
the thing is,
potential
I'm
first-round
not-
game, they're going to win by 40.
I'm not completely. I'm not completely
That's
disagreeing.
exactly-
I'm not
that's
disagreeing
exactly
with
what
you
I'm
in
saying.
terms that the Bears might be one of the ones you would
Yeah, I
single
agree with
out, you
that.
would target to be like, all right, those would be.
No, that's not what I'm not
that's
saying.
yeah,
like,
that's not what I'm.
It's the baggage.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no, I
exactly
agree.
exactly. So
I'm just
again,
saying,
that dumpster is already. We poured gasoline in that. We're gonna put the match away for now.
It's gonna get thrown eventually.
Yeah,
This is me.
we'll put that
This
away
is
for
me.
now.
Oh, JJ.
with a smile on my